Hello, my name is Sean Gallagher, and I'd like to introduce you to the Dataverse Vibe Explorer. This is based off of a 3D file system viewer that was available in the Silicon Graphics IRIX operating system featured in the movie Jurassic Park, now brought to life and modernized for the Dataverse. So let's first have our Dataverse guide agent introduce itself to you.
Welcome to your Dataverse. You have 106 tables organized across 5 domains with 19 relationships. Click any platform to inspect it, or ask me to show you a specific table.
The Dataverse guide agent responds to voice, so we can ask to see a specific table. Show me accounts.
Account represents a business, organization, or person that your company has a relationship with. Accounts are one of the primary entities for tracking business interactions.
Now, if I want to get more detail on the account, I have a card that popped up here, and I can actually click on the Microsoft Learn and search for that information from our documentation, or I can click on View Records. And if I view that, I'll get a preview here of the records in that table. I can see there's 46 records currently in my Dataverse. And so I can also expand this and get a full screen view of the records. And I do have the ability also to look at any of the views. So if I want to look at my active accounts, for example, which has 7 columns, now it's going to bring up that view from the Dataverse. And so here we go. We can see all of the records here. And I do have dual write enabled as well. So you can see, for example, Trade Research has an account number here that's also tied in with my finance and supply chain management environment. So we can go through and just take a look at some of the other features here. So if we go into my tables, this is going to let me browse all the tables that are currently synced. And I have the ability also to do this by app. So if I click on Sales Hub, for example, this will filter just out the apps that the tables that are required here for my Sales Hub table. And so we can come in here now and zoom in and out and fly around our Dataverse. And so these are built out to be like a cityscape, and you have different zones that are available. And if we go in here, we can see our sales zone here, where we have all of our tables here for opportunities, for sales orders. And I can click on any one of these and get the description. I can view the records here just like I did previously for the account table. And so this lets me browse all of my data in my Dataverse. One feature also that I introduced that's really interesting here, and we can hit shift and we can zoom out a little faster here, is I also have the ability to do entity relationship diagrams. So we have relationships showing right now. I'm going to click here to show all, and so we're going to go ahead and see all the tables again. And so now we have all 106 tables visible. One thing I'll note is that I also can look at the tables here in my table map in the left-hand corner. So if I just wanted to look at sales orders, I can just click on that, and that will then zoom in just on that table here. But if we want to go back out, then I can go ahead and zoom back out on the tables. And we can fly around in any direction we want in the experience. And just to kind of show the grand finale here is I have something I call my Constellation View. And so if we click on the little star icon here, this will actually take us into a view where all the relationships are shown with the tables flying up into the sky. And so now we can come in and take a look at all the tables here that are part of the Dataverse with the relationships. And so I can see what's related to an account, what's related to the contact record. And what's really cool is we can actually go fly down now to the ground level. And then if we look up at the constellation, now we're going to see basically all the tables floating above us in the sky like stars. And so that's the constellation view. And if we want to return back, all we have to do is click on here. One note is I can highlight over any of the tables, and we can see the name of the table and also the number of records that are in the table. And it also highlights the relationships when we do that, so they kind of glow. So I think that's a really pretty way to look at your Dataverse. So let's go ahead and go back to the grid view. And so this will fly us back here. And now we're back on the grid. The grid has kind of a vaporwave motif, and it was taken a little bit also from the movie Tron. So thank you, and very excited to share this out. It is open source and available on GitHub.